Do I sound like robot-y?
Yeah, and your video's frozen too. Hold on, maybe if I turn off the camera,
Yeah, that seems to work better for mobile.
with the camera off, huh?
Yeah, that's what I've been finding.
All right, let's just do that then.
So with the camera off, it makes my audio sound better too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It seems like the battery burned quick because I was at 60% and then I went to 18% just after all that video.
Yeah, it tends to do that to a phone also.
Man,
Yeah.
that's pretty bad.
Do you need to plug into a charger?
No, I'm fine.
Let me turn the.
I'm talking. Let me try this. Huh?
Or maybe if you're able to get closer to your Wi-Fi, you could have the video on.
My Wi-Fi sucks anyway. My LTE is usually faster than my Wi-Fi.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
Where do you live?
I live in Cyprus. I live literally like right across the street from the the college.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's nice. Those are nice homes.
Yeah, it's not bad. A lot of white privilege.
Well, hey, yeah. If you believe in that sort of thing, there's a lot of white privilege in Cyprus.
Well, my wife's white, so I buy into it.
Well, you automatically qualify then.
Yeah, it's nice. It's crazy is that like I grew up like super traditional and everything because my
But
parents
hold on,
and
hold on. This is you need to save that. So just let me start it.
all right.
Let me do a small little intro and then we can continue on.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Mercury's Cast. I am your host, Travis Montgomery. Today I have a guest with me, an old high school friend who seems pretty vocal on social media these days, and that is exactly who I like to bring on because social media is not where you want to discuss these important ideas. You want to do it in a long form chat format. Let's welcome to the show Tim Nugent. Tim, how are you doing? I like to call him the Asian version of Ted Nugent, but don't get him twisted. With his name's Tim Nugent. Was it safe to say that you are an Asian conservative?
Yeah, I would like to say I do lean conservative, and yeah, it's good. It's good to be on, man. It's been a while since I've been able to chat with you, and it seems like we have like similar views, so it's be good to sit down and talk with somebody that somewhat agrees with me sometimes.
Absolutely. And this is the kind of platform that you want to do it in. Like I've
Yeah,
said,
I used to be a lot more vocal, like you were mentioning, but I've actually feel like I've toned it down quite a bit across the past couple of years. So I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean,
I'm sure people still call me a troll though.
well, trolling's fun, and there is a time and a place to troll. But with a lot
Yeah,
of the serious issues, you can find humor in it, and you can find like these moments where it's comedic, but a lot of the times it's about serious issues, and if we just view them as comedy, then nothing's ever going to change.
yeah. It seems like everything's a meme these days. It's just people share it just to get likes, and do they really care about it? I mean, is it just narcissism to get the likes, and then they're not really doing anything about it? There's like all these social justice warriors out there just claiming all this unfairness, but what are they actually doing about it?
Well, it would seem that the social justice warriors are doing more than the non ones, especially Black Lives Matter. I mean, they seem to be getting their voice out there, whether it's for the wrong reason or the right reason, may not be helping their cause. So some of them are doing it the right way, but some of them are just not. They're just trying to limit your speech or limit your actions in one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, I wholeheartedly like respect their passion, you know, like I totally respect that passion, but sometimes it is misguided. You're right. I mean, it's a lot of mob mentality out there, and it's like I said, it's a lot of like, what are they actually doing about it? It's more about just a bunch of narcissism just to get some fame for that time being, you know, like hey, look at me, friends, I'm doing something, but what are they really doing?
Okay, well, at any rate, welcome to the show. It's glad to have you on Mercury's Cast. Please go to Mercury's Cast on Facebook and like the page. Follow it on Mercury's Cast, Twitter, and Instagram. We post some stuff every now and then. So, Tim, I met you at Cypress High. We were both in the same grade and pretty much had similar interests.
Yeah, I would say so. It's 2002 we graduated.
Good old
Yeah,
202. I barely made
it's
it.
14 years, man.
Yeah,
14 years. It's just crazy how the time is just gone, man. Things so different now.
I know. I mean, I don't feel like the time has passed fast or it's passed too slow. I feel like personally time moves on at like the most appropriate pace possible.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it.
I don't like when people go like, where does the time go? You were just 4 years old and now you're seven. Well, you know, it was 3 years, and I hope you were present for all like thousand or whatever of those days of your kid's life, because if you weren't, then the time went down the drain and you didn't do anything. But if you're in the moment, you know, the time feels like it passes by appropriately. But if you're too in the moment where you're dwelling on shit, then maybe you're not in the right spot and you got to do something about that if time's moving too slow for you. Does that
Yeah,
make
it's funny the way you said that with like, oh, well, where does the time go? It's more like it's like something like an older person used to say to you when you're like a kid and you've grown up a few years, you know, because like the difference in that, like a kid growing up and like how we are now, just another couple years goes by. It's not like we look that much different, you know. But I think now we are those people that say that to those, because I do catch myself saying that a lot, and I'm like, damn, I'm old.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's a difference between saying, "Damn, I feel old," than where did the time go? And if you want to ask where the time went, all you have to do now is ask Facebook, because these memories things keep popping up, and it kind of brings you right back to the feeling that you were when you posted or took a picture or whatever. Do you get those memory?
Oh yeah, yeah, all the time. I mean, it does have that nostalgic effect where you want to share it because it's just, I don't know, just showing time going
So
by, I
that,
guess.
yeah, everyone wants to ask where the time went.
There it
Fucking
is.
look no further.
Yeah, I mean, there's something every day, you know. Sometimes you look at yourself and you're like, man, I was foolish 4 years ago.
Well, and that's all a part about being an adult and
Yeah,
growing. Hold up.
most definitely.
I want to grab a cigarette real quick. I edit all of these, so I'll take this part out.
Oh, that's cool, man. I wish I could. I'm just
So if
vaping right now, though.
yeah, you're vape. I need to grab me a smoke.
I think the last time I saw you with a cigarette was a Camel Wide. Is that right? Is that a
All right.
That was quick.
So, well, I just grabbed one.
Oh,
Um,
I thought you smoked one.
oh no, not that fast. Oh yeah, you can't see me. We could even turn on video back in a little bit. But anyways,
Yeah, my phone charges fast. I could turn on the video back on later.
so Tim, we met at Cypress High,
Yeah,
right?
what year did you come in?
I came the freshman year, but I didn't finish the year out because I kind of got kicked out.
Yeah, because I don't recall seeing you freshman year. It was like, well, no, I think it might have been. I remember we just had that history class together where we absolutely tortured that lady.
Oh, Miss Monarchy.
Oh, yes, that's
She
the name.
she was the worst.
Yeah, she was pretty bad. She was real bad.
Yeah, our buddy Joey Gormley got kicked out because of that damn woman, and had
Really? It was
to.
directly because of her?
Yeah,
It had to do with her?
yeah, because they called it a threat. You know how she liked to take people outside, and so he said, "Well, let's take this outside if you want to talk about it further," and they deemed that as a threat.
Oh, no way. Does it?
So
Isn't that what she used to say? She's like, let's take this outside.
yeah, exactly.
So it's okay for her to say it, but when the student
But
says it,
I think you know the beautiful stunt that I pulled on her. That
I don't recall. Refresh my memory.
where I put gum in her hair.
Oh yes, yes, I definitely remember that.
So she used to sit in the back of the class, and I don't know. She just didn't seem like a grounded person. Like she knew what the hell was going on.
Yeah,
So
she
she
was
would sit
pretty disconnected. Yeah,
in the back row of the class, right? And granted, the first thing that this woman said was on the first day, "I am a hard-headed Italian, and I always get my way." And she kind of did because she was the teacher. I mean, there's like almost zero arguing with the teacher, and you win.
yeah. I recall
And
she was a huge Bruce Springsteen fan,
oh Lord, of course.
and she
Yeah,
hated your Marines jacket. Oh, that pissed me off because I knew a lot of people in the military. So like the fact that she was like putting down your Marine jacket, like you couldn't wear it or something like that.
I don't even remember that.
Did you have some sort of jacket that had some words on it that she didn't like?
I really don't remember.
Yeah, I got a pretty good memory. I remember a lot of stuff. Pretty sure that was you, but
Well, anyways, she had problems with a lot of people, and so what I did one day was during presentations where she likes to sit in the back of the classroom, the very last row, was I kind of squeezed behind her, and with her long, curly hair hanging over the back of the seat, I
yeah.
pinched some gum, which we weren't even supposed to be chewing in the first place. I I pinched it, so you can't like put it in there and pull some hair. She's gonna, for whatever
Yeah.
reason, she thought I was even trying to squeeze behind her because there was a wall right there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I pinched some gum in her hair, and it was there for for a little while. A lot of people saw it.
Did she ever find out that was you?
Probably not. I, it's kind of
Hopefully
hard.
she doesn't follow you on Twitter, huh?
I seriously doubt it. But if she's on Twitter, I would like to find her and let her know that it was me. Anyways, it was Cypress High School. It was a fun time. I guess it was not a lot to worry about. It's not like going to. It's pretty much an Orange County high school and a lot different than Artesia High School that I went to. But
Yeah, life expectancy is a little bit better in Cyprus, I'd have to say. Artesia's not that bad, but Cyprus is like, I mean, people leave their windows down and stuff at
yeah,
nighttime. It's strange. Like one of my neighbors leaves his garage open all night. I don't know why. I don't get it. I know. I mean, I know it works.
yeah, that wouldn't happen about 20 miles south of Cyprus, which is
Shit, any
crazy.
direction. Any
Yeah,
direction.
pretty much.
Like literally, maybe like 3 miles over, we got Stanton, Anaheim. I mean, Stanton's pretty rough for where. I mean, considering where it is. I mean,
Yeah,
it's in
it's
the
only
middle
like
of some
a couple of
pretty.
square miles.
Yeah, yeah, but you can get lost in those square miles pretty easily.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
You got Hawaiian Gardens over here, up to the northwest. What else? Long Beach.
Anaheim.
I gotta give it to the Cypress Cops though. As much as shit people talk about them and how, I guess, I don't know what's the word for it, but they're on the ball here. Their reaction time is amazing.
Yeah, it's it's crazy for the amount of people that are there, for the amount of cops that are there. I guess that's what makes it comfortable for people to go there to retire. And there's a lot of that.
Yeah, there. I mean, I've noticed there is quite a the older crowd in the Cypress community.
And there's a big Asian influence in Cyprus too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, we even noticed that at our school. I mean, there's a lot of. I think it was predominantly Korean. Like that was the big. Because they own a lot of businesses in this town, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they don't fuck around. They come here to do good things. You know.
Yeah, I remember we had some issues with some of the Korean kids at high school. Though one of my friends, I guess, got into it with one of the like pretty rich ones. They ended up with a couple slashed tires, but we never solved that issue.
Huh.
Can't remember
So
any names or anything like that, but yeah, I guess I mean they rolled pretty deep though.
so how do you feel about social media these days and our friends? I mean, a lot of these people that we went to high school with are on social media, and a lot of people have some political stuff to say. They don't want to go too deep. They'll just repost something. So, what do you have to say about social media and politics and how that
Oh man,
directions?
one thing I hate is those. I mean, I really hate social justice warriors. Like I said, I mean, I give them all the credit for their passion, but man, some of these people are so misguided. I mean, they're literally just taking what they see in the media at face value and just running with it. And a lot of these people they have influence on a lot of other people. So it's all. I mean, to me, it's like a lot of it's like the blind leading the blind. It's just it's kind of scary to see. And with social media, just like you say, it's such a platform for everyone to reach out to each other. I mean, we've never had this. Like, only recently have we been able to just connect with somebody in fucking Denmark, like a minute, like just from a post.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, the dynamic has changed. I mean, you think about old school propaganda, it's just what we're seeing now is just at a, it's the same thing, but at a much higher tech. There's so many more angles to do it, so many more ways to like twist what people say, media spin. I mean, there's so many media outlets out there that have some serious geniuses at spinning what actually happens and then what they actually report. Like, I mean, CNN, MSNBC, two outlets are absolutely notorious for spins. I mean, like you know that dude Rachel Maddow, every single time, like it's unbelievable. Like you cannot get any truth out of either one of those stations. And I'm not advocating like Fox News or anything like that. I don't even watch Fox News. I mean, I search out independent news sources. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even have a cable subscription at all. I think that helps me to stay, neutral. And I feel like I'm one of the minorities that have not really chosen a side, because as soon as you choose a side that, oh, I'm on board with this guy 100%, then anything that you see that does not go that person's way, automatically you're like, well, now it's like a drawing a line in the sand. You're on one side or the other. When a lot of us, when you break it down to the finer details of the real issues of immigration, abortion, Syrian refugees. I mean, a lot of people are split. They're on kind of both sides. So it's if you draw a line in the sand like that, it's very divisive and it pits people against each other, makes people angry. Then we don't get anywhere. It kind of it's really unfortunate. That's why I think this, like what we're doing right now, is better than a Facebook thread, to where you can't really hear a voice. You can't really hear someone express their feelings. All you see is the words. Not only
Yeah.
that, that person's had 20 minutes to like think about it if they have no life, which I don't even have time for that anymore. I would rather just let's do this.
Or search
Spend
for
it.
a suitable meme.
Yeah. And the memes are funny. Don't get me wrong. I am a fan.
Oh, I
And
love
some of
memes.
them are
I mean,
just,
come on.
man.
I don't think anybody doesn't like memes unless it's like it triggers them or offends them or something. But I
Right.
mean,
Well, if
you
it
win some,
has,
you lose
if
some.
it, yeah, either way, if it's about Hillary or Trump and it's funny, I'm laughing and I'm sharing.
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely.
just by me, like, I attack Hillary supporters more than I do Trump supporters, because I just feel like she is so corrupt and so does not have the right intentions. She can be bought. It's been proven over time. She's got corporate interest. I mean, there's just so much stuff that is disgusting to me about her. And then, so every time I go on a thread, whether it be a famous video or whatever, I get pinned as a Trump supporter, and people try and throw shit about Trump at me. And I'm like, yeah, you might be right. You're probably right. Like, that doesn't interest me. What interests me is the level of corruption that she is involved with.
Yeah, I mean, I get the same thing, and it's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think that Trump probably is an asshole,
Yeah.
but that's really about it. I mean, Hillary is actually corrupt, and there's proof of it. I mean, there's proof everywhere. I mean, I don't know how new this is, but just today I read that somehow direct FBI Director Comey's wife somehow received $500,000 from the Clintons.
Huh.
So, I mean that I think I'm pretty sure that came from WikiLeaks, but I don't know. We'll check that later. But now you know why she didn't get charged.
Yeah. Maybe his wife was like, you know what? Actually, that dude went in pretty hard on Hillary, and his ultimate conclusion was, "You are guilty of these things. There's just we can't really prosecute you right now, if I understand it correctly."
I think what it came down to is that they're saying that she didn't know better. It's like me and you running a stop sign. The the cop tries to write us a ticket, and we're like, "Oh no, I didn't know better. I didn't know about that. I didn't know I was supposed to stop."
Oh, okay. So you want to run a government agency and don't know how the internet works? Like,
Exactly. And another thing is like in that last debate, how she pivoted from the questions about what was actually in the emails to Russia hacking it. She was more pissed about Russia having it, and still, there's no proof that Russia's doing it. But if she was worried about hacking, why would she use a private unsecured server?
yeah, what
And
does
it's,
it matter who found the information if the information is true?
yeah, yeah,
But she
and
did
nobody
that with
really cares.
almost every question in the debate. She even brought up
Yeah,
Putin when it came to like border security. All of a sudden, it was like, Miss Clinton, well, what do you think about the wall? Well, Russia and Mr. Putin, if he can just hack our, and then Trump was
yeah.
like, what are you talking about? This is not even have anything to do with what.
I really don't think he knows him or Russia has anything to do with it. I mean, if Russia wanted to influence the elections, wouldn't he just donate to the Clinton Foundation or something?
No, he would donate to the Trump.
Yeah, I
He
think I mean he probably has more respect Trump for sure, because I saw the last press conference he had with his own media. He was warning the American people that, like, hey, there's something going on in your country. I mean, that we have no ill will against Americans, but if Hillary can make these serious threats against us, we'll be ready. I mean, that's basically the gist of what he's saying, and that's fucking dangerous. I mean, will Hillary go to war with Russia just to cover up all this shit? I mean, just to distract people from what's actually going on with her?
Yeah, I think she would. It would take all the attention off of what's tarnishing her legacy as Secretary of State, which she has clearly failed in so many areas. Like she's a qualified because she's a politician. Yeah, well, she hasn't exactly done her job correctly.
She's
And
done nothing, and multiple documented failures. I mean,
yeah, the failures is what I'm concerned about. It's in no repercussions for them because that's how the U.S. government works in almost every agency.
yeah. So
No,
so it's some, like, think of it as a company. Secretary of State is a really really high position. Well, I would say, I mean, top five. So if you're working in a company and you see that your top five, one of your top five managers is fucking up that bad, like all these serious mistakes, are you really going to make them the boss of the entire company? I mean, that's already a trial period. You know what they have to offer. I mean, look what Trump has had to offer. Of course, people are going to call out his bankruptcies and all this whatnot, but I mean, how many businesses does he have that are successful versus what has not been successful? I mean, he takes a lot of risk in business. You take a lot of risk.
yeah,
Sometimes you win, sometimes you fail. But if your ratio is good, I mean, what do the losses matter?
right. Yeah, that's what the liberals argue is that how many business ventures of his have failed, and then there's been a lot that have succeeded, but at the same time, the guy never quit. He kept firing. He kept throwing shit at the wall. Let's see what's going to work.
Yeah, and he's still in the green, or at least he says he is. So technically, he's still winning, right?
I guess. I mean, I don't really
As far
know
as
what to think.
financially, I mean, as far as running businesses and stuff, I mean, we all know he is a businessman. And can he make these deals that we need as a country to make better profits, to get more manufacturing back to the states? I mean, that's
Yeah,
where all of the jobs have gone. Manufacturing,
yeah.
they're all gone. I mean,
Which
there's
he's been accused of bringing overseas, or not overseas, but maybe more like to Mexico.
yeah, but I mean, as a business owner, will you do everything in your power that's at least legal to maximize your profits if it's legal? I mean,
Well,
this is
that's what everyone that owns a business does. He's no different than anyone else that does a tax write off because they had to drive, 2 hours to San Diego, and they wrote that business write off for gas.
yeah.
I mean, it happens all the time, every day, from small business to big business. I guess if he hasn't paid any taxes on that shit, that would be hard to believe, for one, and then two, if he did, I guess that would be a little shady. But somewhere along the way, you're paying tax whether you're buying gas or you're buying a meal or you're buying
Yeah.
supplies for your company. Somewhere along the line, you're paying taxes. So to say that he never paid taxes throughout that part is a little foolish, in my
And
opinion.
and so even if he did, I mean, if it was, I mean, was it illegal what he did?
No,
No, but is it a shady practice? Possibly. But if there was somebody that worked for my company and they were able to do that stuff, it wasn't illegal and he's maximizing my profits, am I going to argue?
nope. And then
So we translate that to the running a country. Are we as citizens going to argue? Is it, I mean,
well,
will it hurt somebody else's feelings? If we can ask that first. I mean,
yeah,
that's more, it
and
seems like that's
that's
more important these days, right?
yeah. People's feelings are way more important than
I just want to say it, man. Fucking pussies. God damn. Seriously.
oh man. I've been at my job. I've been going to the bathroom in the woman's like single stall, and if anyone confronts me on it, I'm just gonna be like, I'm identifying as a woman today. Okay, so you can stop
No.
infringing
Hey, honestly, I do
on
the
my
same thing.
personal.
I do the same thing. Yeah, because I mean, when I'm clean shaven, I mean, I do have a androgynous appearance, you know. So, hey, I mean, if the bathroom's full, man, I mean, I'm neat though. I'll wipe the toilet seat if I got something on it, but I mean, I usually lift the toilet seat.
Dude, I carry Lysol and sanitizer in my back pocket.
You don't
All
got like
right.
a work belt with a special pocket for that?
Yeah, it's right there. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I do. I always have a little bottle of hand sanitizer on me.
No, I do carry my own wipes though.
Oh yeah, wipes are good too. Wipes are definitely good.
Well, especially because with what I do, I'm walking around all day. A lot of times it's hot. You know, if you get those little paper stragglers left back behind, that's what creates rashes.
Yeah.
Because if you got them stragglers, there's a little poo on them, and then that sweat builds up. That sweat moves to your crotch region, and then all the sweat mixes with it,
Oh, then
and
you
you
got some stank.
gotta you. That's what develops the rash. That's what swamp ass is all about. People, if you just wipe your butt properly, you will not get swamp ass.
Didn't Rob Dyrdek come out with something like that? Some masculine. I don't even know what the word for it is. What's the other word for feminine hygiene products? What's masculine? I think they're
Um,
called like dude wipes or something like that. It's like,
yeah. That's right.
what is this for?
We should come out with some bro wipes.
Pro wipes.
Anyways,
Oh man.
I
How
bet the
quickly will we
Taliban.
find those at the 99-cent store?
You got to imagine those dudes in the desert that don't have razors. And that's another thing is that if you have hair down there and you're walking around in the heat, you got to get rid of it. I'm sorry. You got to get rid of it. It's going to do you no favors.
Yeah, but think about it like when you get like after you just shave, you know, and then you're on a hot day, that sweat getting there is just stinging those fucking pores.
Um, well, that's why God gave us fingers. You just itch that shit. It's better than the swamp ass or the rash that you'll get. If you get the link, you gotta all right. It's got to be smooth, and you got to use the wipes because there's that last wipe where you got to use a little finger. You know what I'm talking about. You got to use the little finger, get all the brown out, and then you're fine. I've never,
I mean, it
I haven't
depends on
had a
what you
problem. I
eat
used to
too.
have a
Some people, I
serious.
mean, I get some pretty clean poops where I've gotten like one run wipes and just clean, like literally nothing
Well,
on the paper. Those are pretty impressive. I
well,
mean, dogs can do it. I mean,
you have an
my
immaculate digestive system. A lot of us don't.
yeah,
All
quite
right,
possible. I might have been blessed with that.
and I drink beer too, so that does not help.
Actually, I don't drink. I only drink like at special occasions, like if someone gave me a glass of champagne at somebody's wedding or something. That's about how rare I drink.
Well, good for you.
I'm not saying it to like brag or anything like that. I was just
No. I am saying that is good for you because some of us other people, we we like to partake. But that's all right. We got in a little sidetrack here.
yeah, I think we totally derailed that. I don't even remember where we
But
were.
I mean, that's what podcasting is all about. You get a
But
little
this is fun.
sidetracked.
This is fun. I like this.
Yeah,
It's actually my first time doing it. How am I doing?
I'd say that you are doing as good as you can do for what you know right now.
Fantastic. That's what I like to hear.
You're like mirroring your social.
It's good feedback.
Actually, probably doing a little better because you don't post a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
What
I
happened?
used to.
Slow
I
down.
used to.
You have slow down on Facebook. Now let's go into that and go into what being a conservative Asian Asian is like on Facebook because
I mean, are there a lot of conservative Asians.
There's not, you know what? There's not a lot of Asians that, in my experience, Asian people like to just keep to themselves and like, fuck you, I'm gonna do me. You guys can stay wrapped up in all that shit. I'm gonna do me, and I'm not gonna call the cops on you. Just let me do my own thing. That's what in my experience, a lot of people
That sounds
that
about
are
right.
Asian.
That's how I grew up. Yeah, we grew up super closed off. Everybody was a stranger. Everybody was an enemy.
Yeah, fuck them. We're gonna do us, and then we're gonna make money. And
Yeah.
let them go to the pizza spot and with the arcade and blow their money on beer and games.
Yeah, see, that's what my parents tradition their traditional Asian ways taught me was to be extremely fiscally conservative. So, but I do blow money sometimes. I mean, you got to have some retail therapy every now and then.
Well, I think it's all right. Well, with me, I guess you can call me just like a straight up red blooded, fourth, fifth generation blooded American. My mind state is not safe. We're gonna go to the fucking rodeo. We're gonna drink the beer. We're gonna do all. We're gonna have fun. But we blow all our money as compared to the Asian or maybe the Jewish immigrant that is like, we're gonna stay home every night. We're gonna eat fucking peas, carrots, and rice, and we're gonna stack our shit until we can buy a big home in Sorrento, and then provide that good life for our kids. So I think that you can't really talk shit on either one because
that was very accurate though.
Along the line, we're having fun along the line, and then on the other hand, you are saving up for a better life down the line. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just saying that this is my observation.
Well, what you described about the saving up, buying a home, I mean, that's pretty much what my parents did. They just grinded for like 10, 15 years straight up, just living poor as shit. Yeah, I never realized. But they they came up with a down payment for the house. I was like, I don't remember, but their mortgage is small as shit, so they must have put down a lot of money.
So what kind of jobs did your parents have?
They were actually both electrical engineers.
Oh.
It's just, there's a lot of Vietnamese people that do that kind of electronics work, like from top to bottom. They love electronics.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even where I work now, it's just I work for an ultrasound company, and we fix and sell. We do pretty much everything ultrasound, and about 3 or 4 of my techs are Vietnamese, and they're absolutely amazing at what they do.
And so you're Vietnamese also?
Yeah.
Huh. I always thought you were Korean for some reason.
No. If I was Korean, I would have had a really, really nice car in high school. I would have had a Lexus in high school.
I always felt like in high school, because I always stop and talk with you, and I think we had maybe 1 or 2 classes, but I always felt like you were one of the cool dudes that never made it to the cool table, as fucking sissy as it sounds. And I don't even know if I was there either, but you know what I'm saying? But I think actually you were there. You were with kind of our bodyboarder kind of hip hop.
Yeah, I think it's because I already had like a close crew, and I was more of an introvert then, where I just preferred like smaller groups and the group that was considered like the cool group. They were always doing like just crazy ass shit that was too crazy for me. Like crazy white boy shit.
White people shit.
Yeah, like Brandon Nelson. I loved bodyboarding with that guy, but I absolutely hated doing anything else with him because.
Oh my god, me too. Oh my god,
just absolutely out of control, man. That guy dropped. I remember one time he dropped a fucking circular saw on his leg. Yeah.
Dude,
Jesus.
Yeah, in our early 20s, I remember me, him, and Chris Christopherson, rest in peace.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, man.
We're hanging out afterward, and we were going somewhere, and Chris was driving my car because I had already had a DUI, so I'm like, fuck that. And Chris was always down to drive. Nelson's in the back seat, and we were going to LA, like just on some stupid fucking thing. And he's like, "Oh, by the way, I have a gun on me." I'm like, what? Like, what the? Like, why the fuck do you have a gun on you?
Oh my God.
And that just changed the dynamic, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, are we gonna? What are we? We're gonna get? We're gonna get there and see ISIS? Like, why do you have a fucking gun? And he actually, I don't want to go too much into his personal history. I think he's doing good now.
Oh
He
yeah.
had a
Yeah. He's cool now. He's got a. I'm not sure if he's married, but he's got a kid. He's got a good job. He's doing good for himself.
working out and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know,
He's doing what he loves. I think. I mean, he's always in the ocean. So I mean,
yeah,
I knew that's what he always loved. So I'm really happy for him. He was a
dude.
really good dude. Yeah, I mean, he was always there to help me with anything I needed. Like he was totally a good person.
Yeah. I saw the good dude in you during the fog of what was Cypress High, and yeah, it was cool. I mean, for some reason, I don't know why. I mean, I caused maybe because I did crazy shit. I don't know. I drew a lot of attention at that school, and everyone
Yeah,
knew who the fuck I was.
that's why I thought you're so cool, man. I was like,
But
I want to be that guy's friend. I like how he gets into some crazy shit. I like that.
yeah, but no, that's not how I viewed you because I saw other people that were like that just wanted to be like, oh yeah, I'm cool with him, but I wanted to be cool with everyone too, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But I still don't remember what was the attraction to me. But all I know is that yeah, there was. I mean, I garnered attention, I guess, for whatever reason, especially senior year.
I think we all had a pretty good senior year.
Oh yeah, that was the best. It was before, and I was just thinking about this while we were talking a minute ago. Um, that was, I think we were like the last class or the second to last class before social media really hit with the MySpace.
Oh
I mean, I
man,
think MySpace.
it
Go
started
ahead.
at Instant Messenger, American Online Instant Messenger, and it developed from that, I believe.
Right, AIM. Everyone had an AIM, and but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
No, it wasn't. You weren't
it
able
wasn't
to
like
connect with
everyone
strangers.
couldn't see it. It was you and another
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
But then MySpace came around, and it was like everyone can see everyone's shit.
And you know
Every,
what? I think MySpace was the beginning of how people's feelings are so important these days. You know,
hmm.
I think it also. I mean, ultimately, it's social media that I mean has created all these. I mean, pussies. You know,
Yeah, no, for sure.
because I mean, there were safe spaces before. You know, it was called leaving school and going home. You know, but now with social media, these kids leave school, go home, and I mean, some of them still get bullied. You know, and they don't know how to deal with that.
Well,
So I do feel for that. I definitely do feel for that because I got nephews that are going through the same thing. I feel that they're just as soft as anybody else I criticize. But yeah, I do feel for them. I mean, the bullying is an issue, but I don't think it's any like more severe than it was before. It's just you can't get away from it now.
well, I think, I mean, the bullying is probably less than it was, regardless of the videos that you might see on Facebook.
Yeah,
I think there was a lot more bullying that went on, and because there was no cameras around to record it, then that. I mean, I don't think that, and I'm going to sound like an asshole saying this. I don't think that bullying to a certain point is a bad thing because a little bullying will create some character. It'll create some fight in you. If you live in an environment where you're never challenged, then
that's
you
true.
live
That's
in
true.
it's not ideal. I mean, I grew up. I mean, constantly. I was the youngest of four. I didn't get it. I mean, according to my siblings, as bad as everyone else, but I got bullied a little bit. And so when
Yeah,
I went to school, I never got bullied because I was always, fighting someone bigger and older than me.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of like how some parents, when they raise their kids, like they make sure like everything's all super clean, everything's always clean, they're always wiping things. I mean, if you don't let them be dirty a little bit, they don't build up any kind of like immune system. So I guess it's similar to what you're saying about building up like a defense mechanism or a way to cope with someone poking fun, you know?
Yeah, true. Yeah. The biology never catches up. But see,
Yeah.
like I could recognize it in my son. My son's like me. He he has to he has to go outside and do stuff, fall down on his own. I can tell him, look, if you do this, you're gonna get hurt. Look, if you do that, you're gonna get hurt. He's gonna do it 3 times in a row and not give a shit. That's just the kind of kid he is. But I cannot isolate him from being who he wants to be. I mean, that said, I'm not gonna put him on top of a roof and tell him to walk off, but he's just a I guess he's not one of these pussies that you're talking that you're talking about. But there are, but then these parents create these pussies by never letting them go outside or never letting them just like, oh, there's a step there and you're gonna fall. I mean, I guess at 1 years old you have to guide them and let them know. But at the point where he's at right now, 2 years, or yeah, 2 years, 4 months old, he kind of has an idea on how the world works. Like for instance, he almost every day we go in the back of my truck. He likes to play with my tools. There's certain tools that I take away from him immediately because they're just too dangerous.
Like the
And
sawzall?
well, I mean, come on, he's not playing with, with the saws. I'm like the cutters. But one day I let him play with the cutters, and he didn't cut himself with the cutter part, but he pinched himself with the part that closes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he broke his skin, and so it wasn't to the point of blood, but it was like, all right, this is something that I need to rethink. And I
Yeah.
brought him inside, and he was crying. But he cried, maybe for 2 minutes. What happened 3 minutes later? He wants to go outside and grab the same fucking tool, and play and play with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, some of these kids, they're just not going to learn. You got to let them be kids. And I mean, granted, he's not playing with that tool anymore, but what I'm saying is that a lot of parents would not let him play with tools anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Well, there's different angles to that, different types of parenting. Like if I saw that it was a dangerous tool that I knew that was like a useful tool in a human being's life, I mean, I teach him respect for it and how to use it early in life. I mean, it's all about education. Why make him scared of it? If you forbid him to play with it and it was his last interaction with it was that he got hurt, what's he gonna do for the rest of his life? When is he gonna get PTSD every time he sees some cutters? I mean,
well,
I
yeah,
guess you could translate that to any tool.
yeah. And then some parents would be like, he would go to grab that tool again and be like, "No, don't grab that one, boo!" And then like create some kind of superstition fear around it. So yeah, times have definitely changed. I wonder what our times would have been like if we had Facebook during at our high school parties or whatever, and during high school. I'm sure that would have changed the dynamic.
Oh
And
yeah, I mean, you and I might be pussies.
oh,
That's a scary thought.
I would have preferred it. I don't know. I never acted like I was cool shit or whatever. I never wanted to be that dude. I never wanted to be that dude because you know who those dudes were, and it's kind of disgusting. And a lot of those dudes are the same people today on
Yeah,
social media. You
like
know,
where are they now? Still, I think there's probably some of them with the same job after they got out of high school.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people that peaked at high school.
That reminds me of that peaked in high school, Rob Lowe. Don't be that guy.
Oh,
You
with
know what I'm
the
talking about, right? The DirecTV commercials. He
sprint.
was working at like a high school cafeteria or something. Oh, those are...
Oh man. Well, it's good to talk to you, man. So I guess let's just get back onto the political track.
Sounds good.
Hillary Clinton is probably going to be our next president. How do you feel about that?
Um,
Super
whoever
open.
our I mean,
Super open.
whoever the president is, I mean, I swear my allegiance to them 100%. I mean, whoever it is.
What if you
But
didn't vote for them?
well, I mean, we live in this country. I mean, as part of our citizenship, we respect the Constitution and our democracy. So,
No. Well, part of our
I mean,
citizenship is
I don't
that
necessarily will like it, but I
we
mean,
should be able to challenge that as well. I mean,
yeah,
if
but I mean, isn't it the will of the people? I mean, isn't it the people's choice ultimately,
I'm
even if
not
it
sure.
isn't
I'm not
their
sure
choice?
about that anymore. I'm really not. Hillary in some of her debates have gotten questions handed to her ahead of time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
I've seen that.
so is it the will of the people or is it the will of someone who already knows the damn
The
game
outcome.
plan? Well, who is creating the outcome by knowing what the fuck's going on ahead of time?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I just surround myself with a bunch of racists and deplorables, but I really don't know that many people that support Hillary Clinton. I mean,
Really?
honestly, it's like probably less than. I mean, okay, not counting people that I've seen on Facebook with blind support for Hillary Clinton, but like in real life, people that I've interacted with in real life, I would say five under five or less that I actually know. So it's possible that I am with the quote unquote wrong crowd. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. It's tough to find. I guess in my travels also somebody that is a is on board 100% with Hillary.
Yeah, because
And
here's the thing: nobody can really say what's good about Hillary. The only thing is what they can say is what's bad about Trump.
it's a great point.
I mean, it's a good question to ask like any Hillary supporter that you know. I mean,
Well,
what are her...
what they'll say is the qualifications of somebody who needs to who needs to make the decisions of somebody in the White House that are as important as a career politician needs to make, and not use emotion, which we all know women make emotional decisions. Let's just paint them all in one brush. I'm just kidding. Maybe half kidding. But the argument would be is that she is more qualified because she knows how shit goes. And then I guess the counter argument would be she's that automatically disqualifies her because she can manipulate the system how she wants via who has enough money to make me sway in this direction for whatever policy that may come up. And I just so that's the logical argument is that she was married to a president. She's been in the game. She is gonna at least not steer us into a fucking iceberg that the Titanic is sailing on. And that same argument for Donald Trump is that he has no idea what he's doing, and that he's is going to steer us into an iceberg. Is it's kind of like, I mean, personally for me, I don't know. I think there's a 50% chance that he does, but with Hillary, I think there's like an 80% chance that she does something like super crazy drastic. She's bought off, the war machine keeps going. Someone drops a nuke somewhere. I don't know. It's hard to predict these things, but the rational mind, the logical mind would, even if you put political parties aside, look here, we have a businessman who's running for president. And I think we've had a couple before that did all right. But, and then on the other side is that we have a career polished politician that is running that will know what to do, instead of somebody that's never even been a mayor of a city. That's
Yeah, because the thing is, like, they're always tagged with the D or the R next to their name. So for a lot of people, that's just automatically going to mean certain things. Like for the Democrats, they automatically think like anybody going Democrat is going to be for the minorities, for the women, for the LGBTQ, whatever it's up to now. And it's not necessarily the way it is anymore. It's a lot more unclear these days. So I think even with those tags, that's what's really. I mean, you're right. If you remove those things and just compare these people, I mean, there would be a lot of people like probably voting for Trump.
Well, I heard something from a Black Panther leader who was complaining about Black people voting for Democrats for the last 50 years, and their position kind of hasn't changed. The unemployment, the poverty rate, the murder rate, none of this shit is changing. Not even under Obama, who has been there for 8 years. It's actually
it's
worse. It's actually worse.
It's way worse.
So congratulations, America. You elected a Black president who didn't do anything for the Black people. And I understand a lot of their rage and frustration and their passion. I think a lot of it's misled, and they point their anger in the wrong directions. Especially Donald Trump. I mean, the only thing that anyone can say about Donald Trump being racist is that he didn't hire enough Black people in the Trump Towers. Okay. Hillary Clinton is now quoted in WikiLeaks as Black people.
A huge racist.
Oh yeah, as Black people.
Oh man.
They are not. I forget what the words that they don't do the job well. They're not well doers from the job or something like that.
Yeah. She's got some pretty choice words about multiple races. I mean, her staff. I mean, I'm sure it's all directly related to her, but I mean, they had people, different races, like categorized into different food groups. So.
Yeah, it's. I hope that stuff gets airtime if it's true.
It never does. I mean, of course, it's got to be true. I mean, WikiLeaks is not like some sort of source that like doctors documents. I mean, they're leaked documents. I mean, WikiLeaks has been around for a while. Nobody complained when they were leaking shit that Bush did, but now that he's leaking stuff about Hillary, people are like, oh my god, he's working with Russia.
Right. And Hillary's birthday is on Wednesday. So there are some people that think that if there is a ship sinking missile per se, that it's going to come out this Wednesday because that's her birthday. And I don't know. I mean, WikiLeaks is so like broad. I don't have enough time to investigate like every little thing that I see on every website. But it always looks bad for Hillary Clinton. There's not anything that I see on WikiLeaks that's like, well, here we have Hillary Clinton. Her funds made it to Haiti, and then they did some good shit. Although some smart liberals like to argue that the Clinton Foundation did do some good stuff for Haiti.
No, they didn't.
I've heard otherwise. You know,
I mean, Haiti is in worse shape than. I mean, have you seen? Okay, have you seen the Clinton Cash video on YouTube?
yep.
Yeah, I mean that lays out everything that happened in Haiti. They fucking hate her in Haiti. I mean,
I saw
they
most of it.
gathered they gathered so much money, and she sold all these contracts to her friends, and they did nothing. They got rich off this fucking natural disaster. They got rich. I mean, it's blood money. She made her friends rich over the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Haitians.
Yeah,
I mean, that's about how many people died in that earthquake, right?
it's crazy. It's
And
crazy.
anything else that comes after this is because all that money was supposed to build them an infrastructure so this shit didn't happen again. And look what
And
just
yet
happened.
they're still sitting there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Haiti.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and that's just one thing. I mean, there's numerous things like of that same nature, that same like same level of seriousness, and that's what she's done for us as Secretary of State. So what can we possibly expect from her as the President of the United States?
Right. Well, as Secretary of State, she accepted money from Qatar, Saudi Arabia,
Oh yeah,
and United Arab Emirates. As Secretary of State, her Clinton Foundation accepted money when they knowingly supported ISIS. So,
yeah, and they also, I mean, they don't give a shit about women or gays. I mean,
well, yeah,
they kill gay people in the streets.
right.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, how'd she pull it off is, I guess, a better question because
And she didn't
probably,
deny it at the debate. Trump called her out on it, asked her to give it back, and she said nothing. She did not deny it.
yeah, she changed the subject.
Yeah, changed it to children and AIDS. What the Clinton Foundation has done for that. So yeah, great.
Yeah, few and far between there, sweetie.
Yeah,
Good grief.
yeah. I mean, they're got pretty good at. She's pretty good at pivoting, but I mean, that was really blatant. But I mean, just to be fair, Trump was pretty blatant about when they were asking him about that tape, and he was just like, you know, what's more important than that tape? That I'm going to kill ISIS. I actually found that funny. So, I mean, humor points for that. So, just taking away from how bad of a pivot it was, but whatever.
Well, I mean, okay, I grab women by the pussy. I mean, how bad is that? So bad as to does that compare to what the hell is coming out in her emails? I mean, it's not even comparable.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Clinton raped people and he got us a surplus. So I'm not complaining.
Oh yeah, he and settled out of court. You know how many times? And
Yeah,
I think it's funny that she never brings him up at all. Like, don't you think that you would bring up your husband, who was actually president, that you lived in the White House because your husband was president? You kind of have an idea how stuff goes because your husband was president, yet you won't bring Bill up at all to save your life. You know why? Because there's so much corruption that follows bringing up Bill's name with, I mean, just where do you want to start?
Yeah.
And I mean, no president has ever been safe for as far as corruption goes. It goes back. I mean, we haven't had a strong leader in decades. You know, a couple of them. It's all been misguided information. Like in my opinion, we seriously need a reform, a revolution, something along those lines, to where we get rid of this two political party system that divides us, and Americans cannot have a voice to stand together. We just hate one another when really we need to. Our anger is directed in the wrong direction against each other. It needs to be against who brought us here and who is making all the decisions that affect our life. And that is not me or you. You know, I mean, it's not Black Lives Matter. It's not fucking uh Joey Salad's video that is promoting racism on the other end. All that
I
shit
think,
needs to stop. We just need to realize that there is one common enemy, and it is not the fellow American. And that's where people get this whole thing fucked up.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just someone's someone's pulling the strings, turning everybody against each other. I mean, the two party system's been around for a long time, and whoever's in charge of it is in charge of keeping order, you know, to be controlled. But the
Well,
problem is, like, I don't think men were ever supposed to be controlled by other men. So that's why governments will always rise and fall,
huh.
one way or the other. And I think that's right there is in a lot of different ideologies. It's probably from the Bible, I'm sure other religions too, but I don't think a man could govern another man forever. You know what I mean? You kind of get what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah, for sure. I do.
because the even with term limits, I mean, with Trump proposing these term limits is a great fucking idea, but then with term limits, then you know how long you're gonna be in for, then you're gonna ram all your corruption into all those years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It always, I mean, corruption is always there no matter what. There's either if there's someone that's not corruptible, they might not tell on somebody that is corrupt. You know?
Yeah, they probably wouldn't make it to the top either because they can spot them out from a mile away.
Yeah, that's the point. It's like, I mean, you see it a lot in like movies and stuff like that. But like when they talk about like cops and stuff, it's like sometimes they don't really trust the cop that's too straight. You know?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. If you have a shady police department and you have some gung ho um, truth teller in a ocean of lies, then that guy's gonna be casted out to the beach, and
Yeah.
no one's gonna take him seriously. Everyone's gonna call him a liar, and
Yep.
things are gonna go on as planned.
Yep. And real low life expectancy for that guy. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so that's a problem. So I mean, sometimes when you get really too into politics and how the way things should be for everybody is, it's like I mean, I may be a pessimist sometimes, but it's a pipe dream, man.
Well, there is no one answer. There is no one answer for anything, and
Yeah.
that's kind of a beautiful thing about America. I guess now that we have, I don't want to say it like that. I mean, but now that we have all these different trains of thoughts and all these different ethnicities and values, beliefs, ways of thinking, there is no
Yeah.
one answer. There isn't.
That's what
And
America's about. It's freedom.
so we need to find a couple. We need to find a couple answers. It's not, and what I mean by one answer, it's not going to exist within the Democratic or the Republican Party. Sometimes it's a combination of it, and the states do their job, I guess, by trying to create these laws, and even the local government on a level. But still, nobody's happy with what's going on right now. Very few people are happy. I mean, almost no one. You can find people that support Hillary. You can find people that support Donald Trump. Find me a fucking 100 people that say they are happy with the direction in that with that America is moving. And I'll buy you a fucking Sprite and a bag of Skittles or something. I don't know, because I think it's very few and far between.
Yeah, you won't find that many people. It's people are pissed off. And I mean, sometimes you gotta think, is Trump telling the truth when he's saying with Hillary is that just 4 more years of what Barack Obama's trend is?
No, I think it's worse.
Yeah, you're right.
I actually think it's worse. I actually
I think that'd
fear
be worse
that
too.
she might start a war with Russia. That's my worst fear.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I was just about to say the same thing because that's, I mean, that's the biggest issue for me with her at this very moment is her threats and the way she's talking about Russia. Because when I watched his last Putin's last press conference, I mean, he's saying that he's taking them as very serious threats and they didn't do anything.
I saw that video that you were referring to, and I mean, I don't want to call him an ally. He's definitely not an ally, but he had some interesting things to say about disarmament if it was true what he was talking about. That he came to the table and he's like, "Okay, look, let's scale back our nuclear shit back a little bit." And then Americans wanted nothing to do with it. Apparently, while she was Secretary of State. And if there's somebody I don't want to piss off, it's China and or Russia because they have the ability to, I mean, combined China and Russia. I don't know. I don't want to see that war. I mean, I'm an MMA, enthusiast. I can do the matchup situation pretty good, strengths and weaknesses, but I don't want to see that one play out because both parties are fucked at the end.
Yeah,
And
because if you think about it, you forgot North Korea too. North Korea backs both those countries.
well, fuck them. I don't view them as a threat.
The thing is, they got one of the biggest standing armies in the world. Like, I mean, their
They have
entire.
they have people. We can smoke them with drones in about 24 hours. That's all good.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be utilized that way. I mean, those would be the guys that they would literally they'd have enough to take probably like either our east or west coast. They have enough people.
No, they
If
wouldn't.
it,
They wouldn't make
if they're,
landfall. They wouldn't make landfall. I'm telling you right now.
you think I've been watching Red Dawn too much?
Well, I just think that
It's actually one of my favorite movies.
I'm not familiar with that movie, and actually,
It's
North Korea
unbelievable.
is a big segment on the podcast. If you haven't heard, we usually do something called "What the hell is going on in North Korea right now?" And I just go to North Korean news and I read one of the top articles, and it's usually so outrageous that it's funny because I don't believe that their technology is anywhere near what they claim it to be. Put it that way. So what they do have is right. They have currency and people, and what they do is they sell their people off as slaves. And in that same sense, they can do that in a war as far as troops. But still, I don't want it. Do not want it to go there. I want us to be able to trade with China and Russia. But right now, that door is closing.
Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't. There's no reason why we wouldn't trade with them. Why? What's the point of war? I mean, the search for like power, like a new form of regenerative power is a much better thing to work on than fucking trying to kill each other.
I know, and